Hello, this is John Jaw One, and we're here with the leaders community here in Los Angeles. And I'm from Los Angeles, but we're here in England. Can I hear a shout out? Yeah. Okay, and I've asked some of our friends to respond to part of the scripture reading for today. And the first thing we have is this parable of this evil farmer. First of all, I'm curious, have any of you actually experienced evil directed at you or directed into your lives? Yeah, feel free to step up.
Yes, I have experienced a lot of evil directed in my life.
And what does that felt like?
Yeah, that's a good question. It doesn't ever feel good. It feels powerless.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like if it was possible to destroy me, the enemy would love to do that.
Yeah. So one of the things that in the larger picture, Jesus is talking about a contradiction here. You have a farmer. A farmer is supposed to be about creating life. But you have an evil farmer that's also willing to go and destroy life. Are there realities that you experience that feel like that? You have this contradiction going on where you have people who are in the neighborhoods, people who are both in the process of creating jobs and destroying lives, or do you see that kind of reality going on?
Well, I think so, but I think that the bigger reality that there's kind of maybe the church is supposed to be doing that. So if God is sending His Son to the farmer and they keep on killing His servants, then God is still sending His sons to us, to the church, and we keep on turning them away in a sense. So what are we doing as a church to welcome God's sons or God's servants into His family? And so where we're supposed to be farmers of life and take care of people, maybe we don't, and we don't see that they're God's servants. We don't notice that they're God's sons.
So Jesus is addressing a religious community. Mm-hmm. I want to say to all of us, we know at a very fundamental level that there's a sickness going on. And there's a sickness that permeates the world, whether you're working a job. It's a sickness that permeates the church. It's a sickness that permeates the movies that we watch. Something has gone twisted. And Jesus keeps on sending people with a prophetic voice to say that this has to stop. And in response to this prophetic voice, the world, instead of receiving it, there are people who just step up and try to block that prophetic voice from coming forward. Have you ever experienced when you actually finally say, I'm going to speak the truth, I'm going to try to tell in love, and then it gets blocked? Yeah, it's okay. Come in, Carla.
Yes, I have experienced that.
Uh-huh.
What happens is that the world turns upside down, and the truth is being. It's as though it was a lie, and the lies become the things that look like the truth.
So our main goal should be money, not. The main goal should be.
Oh, the main goal should be. I can tell you what. The main goal should be defending the back of a particular Christian leader.
Defending the back of a particular Christian leader, or following, dead presidents.
Yeah.
Or in England, I have to prove it. So, God save the Queen. I mean, the Queen needs salvation.
Yeah. So integrity
Integrity.
So integrity, which is what they say, this hypocritic way they say something about, we know you have integrity, so we ask you this question, but it's a question of complete hypocrisy that they try to turn everything upside down.
Yeah. And so we know that this pursuit of truth is difficult. We know this. But you know, the other thing that we've learned is in the midst of this pursuit of truth, you let this go. You get rid of it. If you know, this is not the foundation of what we need to be about, right? Sure. Somebody else wants it here. And what we need to do is be willing to go where Jesus is willing to go. And this whole story from the triumphal entry into Jerusalem to the cross, from the cross to the resurrection, is a determination to both blaze a trail for life. And so I beg all of us to take the risk it takes to see what Jesus was willing to go through, to see that the truth went forward, and for us to be willing to do the same. Thank you. And thank you. I want to just let people know. Thank you, Carla. Any last words, Carla?
None whatsoever.
Thank you, John. Any last words, John?
Yeah, I would just say that my last word would be, I think we focus more on rendering to Caesar than rendering to God.
Yeah. And then any last word, brother? And shout your name again. My brain is skipping.
I'm Paul. And
Yeah.
no last words.
No last words. But we are all part of a community that's willing to call money the dung that it is, and willing to say that the way of Jesus is the way of life.